Hello, everybody. My name is Katie Grant. I'm a senior studying advertising here at Virginia Tech, but I've always had a strong interest in English and literature. So for today's episode of the English podcast, I thought it would be fun to go through some of the interesting and lesser known origins of common English idioms or phrases. I used phrasefinder.com a lot for my research, as well as some references from history.com. So I hope you learned something, and let's just get into it. So my first phrase is in a pickle. In a pickle means to be in trouble or in a difficult position, and this is an allusion to being disoriented or mixed up like the vegetables are in a jar of pickles. This phrase first appears in the literal sense in fantasy stories from the 15th century in the context of hapless people who found themselves on the menu. In the Morte Arthurae from 1440, this author writes in reference to King Arthur, "He dines all season on 7 rascal children, chopped in a bowl of white silver with pickle and previous spices." The figurative meaning of in a pickle first emerges in print in the 16th century. For example, in Shakespeare's The Tempest from 1610, we have this passage. Alonso says, "And Trinculo is reeling ripe. Where should they find this grand liquor that hath gilded them? How camest thou in this pickle?" My second phrase is crocodile tears. Crocodile tears mean to put on an insincere show of sorrow, and this allusion is to the ancient notion that crocodiles weep while devouring their prey. For my research, I found that crocodiles do have lacrimal glands and produce tears to lubricate their eyes, very similarly to how humans do. The first written record of this saying can be found in the Voyage and Travail of Sir John Maudendale from 1400. This passage goes as follows. "In that country there are many crocodiles. These serpents slay men and then weeping eat them." You can also find crocodile tears in Strype's Life of Grindal from 1711. He writes, "I begin to fear lest his humility be a counterfeit humility, and his tears crocodile tears." Our third and final phrase that we're going to go over today is mad as a hatter. This means to be completely crazy, and it actually predates Lewis Carroll's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland from 1865. Though many people think this is where the phrase originated, it actually goes back farther than that. So the theory is that the use of mercury compounds in the 19th century hat making and the resulting effects are known today as Mad Hatter's disease. So mercury poisoning can cause trembling, aggressiveness, and mood swings. The first written recording of this Mad Hatter disease can be found in Blackwood's Edinburgh Magazine from 1829. The speaker North says, "Many years I was Sultan of Bela for a long period until dethroned by an act of the grossest injustice. But I intend to expose the traitorous conspirators to the indignation of an outraged world." To which Tickler says, "He's raving, mad as a hatter. Hand me a cigar." So Carroll may have taken his inspiration for the Mad Hatter from this known unusual behavior of hatters, but he also may have taken inspiration from Theophilus Carter, who was a famous Oxford cabinet maker with a reputation for similar eccentric behavior. So that's all the phrases I have for you today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you learned something. Don't forget to tune in to the next episode of the English podcast.